Hello. Can everyone hear? Okay, that moves. That's good. All right. Can everyone hear me in the back? Raise your hand. You can hear me. Awesome.
Just move the mic stand to the side. Just
Okay,
get out of
sure.
there. Yeah.
All right. So I have a question for all of you. Have you ever been in love? Yeah? Well, I've had that same experience, except it was a bit different. Now, actually, it's kind of interesting that Elliot probably was the closest to my story that I've actually heard tonight. So, Elliot, I feel you, man, if you're still here, amongst all these people. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, my story took place in Kelowna. It was in 2012, and I'll just say it, I had a mental breakdown, but I thought that I caused the mental breakdown, and I still kind of do, and you might think that too when you hear this story. So, there was this girl named Mariah, and I thought she was toying with my mind. I thought the universe was giving me these messages that I had to follow. And so, I went on this crazy journey that ended up in chaos and in a ward hospital, but more on that later. So anyway, I was in a parking lot, and there was this red Golf Volkswagen. And what was I doing in a parking lot? Well, there's a lot of crazy shit that happened before, which I've not enough time to talk about. But anyway, I was in this parking lot, and there was this red car. And I was at the point of my crazy artistic journey that I thought Mariah was giving me, where I thought that this car meant something. Now I'm also a writer, and if you've met writers, we're all crazy. So I thought that this red car was a metaphor for love. I mean, it's red, right? It's either love or blood. So I'm either gonna die or love it and die. I don't know. Anyway, so I thought, well, if this car is here and I'm supposed to do something to this car, I gotta do something. So I tried the driver's door, but it was locked. So I tried the passenger's door. It was also locked. The back door, funny enough, opened. So it's like I could only enter through the back door of Mariah's heart. Yeah. Anyway, I open the trunk, and there's this roll of happy birthday paper, and I'm thinking, oh, that's interesting, because, it was my birthday like 2 days ago, February 8th. It was before, it was the 11th, I think. And I thought, this is significant. She's giving me a gift. That's nice. And there's other things, like, a little Max bag of a toy cat with blue eyes. She had blue eyes, so I'm, trying to explain why I'm pretty much, about to steal from this idiot's car, because, he kept his trunk open. Like, what kind of guy does that? So I'm just, looking at the stuff. Oh, a roll of happy birthday paper. A bunch of papers that were CIBC, and there was a CIBC cake on it, so I'm like, okay, yeah, happy birthday paper. Cake, yeah, my birthday, that makes sense. So I guess this little Max bag is a gift for me. Well, that's cool. And there was packets of gum and this toy cat. I just took the Max bag, so I was like, yeah, free gum and this toy cat, that's awesome. Yeah, and then I thought, well, wait a minute. Because if she's giving me an artistic journey, don't I have to do something with this car? Put something in it? And you can think of that as my heart, my brain, my dick. Well, I put it in my satchel, which had my MacBook in it. Because I'm a writer, all my information and stories and pretty much my life is on that thing. Yeah, I'm gonna put in this strange foreign red car, and because it's my gift to Mariah. So I put my satchel in the car, close the trunk, feel very proud about myself, and then go back to my dorm room and fall asleep for 3 hours. Wake up and realize I did a very stupid thing right now. So I run back down to the parking lot, thinking that maybe my satchel is gone forever. No, it's still in the car. And yeah, it's all there. And so I open the trunk, I take out my satchel, put it on me, I go back upstairs, and that's what happened. And then so on February 14th, which it's every time Valentine's Day hits, I'm like, oh shit, what's gonna happen now? Because that's when I snapped. See, I thought that Mariah's boyfriend was an asshole, and I wanted to be that asshole. If you guys have ever seen Team America, they say there are 3 kinds of people. There's assholes, pussies, and dicks. Well, I felt like a pussy, so I was going to become an asshole. And this is how I think I'm going to become an asshole, by pretending to be a raging drunk And so I took my whole bottle of peach cider, which I loved, Okanagan Springs, I think. It's delicious. You gotta have it. Like Growers is just awful. Don't drink that shit. Anyway, so I dumped the whole bottle down the sink because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm drunk, so I'm just gonna show that I drank this whole bottle and make it look like I just threw up everywhere. Alcohol of cider, because you know that's what the stomach does. It just spits out exactly what you just drank. So I did that. We have Salto keys at my dorm in Sonokimine, so they're like magnetic. And so that's how you open the doors. You don't actually have a key. And so I just banged this little chip on bells. I was having a great time. Really, it was kind of weird. And then I just like started ripping down whiteboards, taking off like colored little letters because I thought, you know, colors were significant. And just like taking down things, ripping down posters, things I loved. Like I ripped down a poster about essays. I wouldn't do that. I'm a writer. I love essays. No, it's going down. I myself. And then I ripped down like the poster of like Valentine's Day. Well, I kind of fucking hated that because I don't have a girlfriend. So I just ripped down that. Just caused all this chaos. I end up at the main floor, at the lounge of the first floor of Sonokimine. And this psychiatrist and this, I think maybe a teacher, they just like sat down beside me. And they're just telling me, you know, that what's going on? Is this about Mariah? And it's like every time I heard Mariah's name, it's like something went off in my brain. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so you guys are in on this too, so you understand what's going on, right? Like, you can tell me, but I can't actually communicate that you can tell me what's going on. It's more like I have to guess and sort of just go on this crazy journey and figure it out for myself. So I sat there, and then they leave the room. They tell me not to leave the room because they think I'm a crazy person, and I decide that that's my exit. So I leave, go out the side door, and these two RCMP guys, they're like literally waiting for me, it seems, just handcuff me, put me into a police cruiser, and we drive off. And as they're driving, they're saying I've been charged under the Mental Health Act, and I'm just thinking, okay. Actually, I'm thinking, this is cool. I'm a writer, I love experiences. I'm arrested in the back of a car, my handcuffs are like digging into my skin, and literally I'm almost sitting on them, it's very painful. I'm gonna write about a guy who gets arrested. I didn't write that story yet, but it's in the process. Anyway, they're driving to this ward hospital in Kelowna, I think General Hospital, and they put me in a room, and there was just like this mattress on the floor, and I just sat there, and they closed the door, and I started like seeing these weird shapes all over the walls, and I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. It's probably the weirdest thing that's happened so far today. And then I felt like I was kind of like in a prison. Right? Because like the door was closed, secluded area, no windows, nothing. Like if you've watched those movies like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I think Jack Nicholson goes in one of those rooms. I don't know, but this is like the stereotypical like room that like people with mental instability they actually go into. So I was in one of these, and then some guy comes in and tells me that, you know, my dad's on the phone. He's actually here in the audience. Thanks, Dad, for coming out and listening to this crazy story. And that's when I kind of realized that, okay, this is now starting not really to make any sense, because I thought this whole journey was Mariah just taking me on this crazy birthday adventure, and now my dad's on the phone. Well, unless they just put some guy to talk like my father on the phone, I'm pretty sure this is real. And I'm talking to my father, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is, I don't think I'm okay. And so I'm just talking to my dad, and he says he's coming to Kelowna. I'm like, no, Dad, don't come to Kelowna. I'm fine. It's going to be okay. It's like, no, I've heard everything that's happened. I'm coming. I'm like, shit. Because we live in Toronto, right? That's not just like 2 hours drive away, right? That's a freaking plane trip that takes like 4 hours, I forget. How long does it take to get to Kelowna?
Here?
Yeah.
4.5
yeah.
5 hours?
Yeah, so like 5 hours. So he's like wasting like half his day trying to like pick me up. So that was fun. Then so as I'm waiting for my father to pick me up, I'm just sitting on this like sort of stretcher, and they hand me one of these books. And the thing is, I was in this class with Mariah called the short story and the novel, and it was all about reality versus fiction, which is kind of funny because it's like I'm looking at fiction and thinking it's reality. And so I get this book, which was Monkey Beach, which was one of the books we read, and I thought these were all signs. And I loved this book, but it's like, I'm not myself, so I'm going to behave exactly the opposite of what I do. So I ripped the book in half. And the doctor was just shocked. She's like, what? Why? Just ripped the cover off this book, why? And yeah, so it was just like crazy shit like that. My dad, in the end, started to fly me home. And I thought that I was going to see Ellen DeGeneres because I had submitted a YouTube video, which Ellen still hasn't recognized, because I have a YouTube channel and sing songs. You can check me out, and Rob Not trying to promote myself on this stage, but now I have. So anyway, I thought I was going to Ellen DeGeneres. I kept telling my dad I'm going to Los Angeles. We're not actually going to Toronto. He kept trying to say we're going to Toronto. We bought the tickets. We're on the plane. What is not clear to you? He didn't say it that, forcefully, but that's pretty much what he's trying to say. So we're flying, and I open my computer, and this is probably the strange thing, which I've never been able to explain, where I opened my computer, looked at one of the novels I wrote, because I've written a lot of novels, because I'm a novelist, that's my dream to be. And there's this one story called Drunk, and it's about this guy who drinks too much and almost dies from alcohol. And at the end of the story, there's this one word that was lightning. And I knew that there's no lightning in this book. There's no reason for this word to come up. And we actually had a book in my class called The Cure for Death by Lightning. So it's like, well, if all this crazy shit was not real, what the hell does this mean? Because I didn't write lightning unless I wrote it in my sleep. And that's what I discovered. I was like, so I guess maybe this wasn't all just my crazy imagination. Maybe something actually happened. And I think the craziest things about these things in this world is that you don't really know what's out there. And I think what you gotta do is you just gotta go with it, Just let the universe take you wherever the hell it is. If it's into this bar to get drunk, then that's fine. If it's just, meet that girl that you dream of being with for the rest of your life, that's cool. If it's just, sit at home, lie in bed and say, I'm not going to school today, well then do that. Do that. Just live your life and have fun. Thank you. I'd like to thank Linda Dow for helping me with this story, because without her, I would probably be a bit screwed. But thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my story.